All right, so today we are going to go over smart plans, landing pages, how to customize smart plans, how to build your own smart plans, and then with landing pages, like open house landing pages that you can create for open house sign-ins, and then landing pages that you can add to your website if you'd like. We have a packed house in here today. Thanks for coming out on Thanksgiving Eve. So let's get started. We're going to start with smart plans. We'll go through that, show you where to create them, how to create them, how to customize them, how to put your contacts on them. So we'll go through all that. And then, like I said, we will touch on landing pages. So as you can see, I am in Google Chrome right now. I have Command open to my home page. And then on the left-hand side, fourth icon down is the Smart Plans icon. So we're going to click on that, and that'll bring us into our Smartplans Dashboard. You'll see two headers at the top of the page. You'll see My Smart Plans and you'll see Library. If you haven't added any smart plans in the past, or you don't have any that are active, you'll have a blank page just like me. To build your smart plans, you want to go into the Library. So you're going to click on the Library up here at the top. And it'll bring up all these different categories for smart plans within the system. First category should be featured, and right next to that is the number 8, so there's 8 featured ones. Beneath that is Keller Williams, so these are smart plans provided to us by Keller Williams. There are 10 of them. And then we have top rated, so these are rated by agents throughout the world, Keller Williams agents throughout the world. And right now there's over 1,000 of them. And then what's new? So these are just new smart plans that agents throughout the world can submit to the library and for use by other agents. So let's touch on the Keller Williams category, where we have 10 of them that are provided to us by Keller Williams. So smart plans, you might hear smart plans referred to as campaigns or drip campaigns, but the system calls them smart plans. So right now you can only see 4 out of the 10 displayed on the page. What you want to do is follow it all the way over to the right hand side of the page and click on See All. So follow Keller Williams all the way over, click on See All. And that'll bring up all 10 of them. Alright, so the 10 of them that you see are the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, the 8x8 new contact engagement, quarterly call plan, midterm nurture, long-term nurture, a birthday smart plan, a monthly neighborhood nurture, open house follow-up, home anniversary, and promote my app. The biggest ones out of this group that you will use most in your business are the monthly neighborhood nurture or the bi-weekly neighborhood nurture, depending on how you want to send out the emails based on the people's neighborhoods. So if you want to send them every 2 weeks or every month, you'll choose one of those two. The 8x8 new contact engagement, if you are sitting in open house and you have people walking into your open house and you get their information, especially their emails, the 8x8 new contact engagement is what you want to start a new lead or someone that you just met on that smart plan. And then you have your birthday and your home anniversary. So if you have your contacts in your database and you have their birthdays, you put that in their contact record. If you sold them a house in the past, you put their home anniversary in there. We have smart plans built on those. And then open house follow-up. It goes along the lines of the 8x8, a little bit different with the steps. So these 10 are displayed right here. So you'll see a brief description of each of them. And then you'll see how many agents throughout the world are using them. So you'll see how many stars people are giving it. And then it shows you the steps that are included, the duration in days that it takes to get all those steps completed, and how many touches are involved. Underneath that, you'll see who the author is. So with the Keller Williams ones, Keller Williams is the author of all 10 of these. If there's a cost, right now every smart plan in the system is free, so there is no cost for anything. And then you have the 2 bottom buttons for each of the smart plans, and that is View Steps and Add Smart Plan. If you click on View Steps, it will show you the steps that are included within the smart plan. So if I click on View Steps under the 8x8 new contact engagement, it's going to show me 15 steps that goes throughout a duration of 56 days, and there's a total of 8 touches. So I'm going to click on View Steps, and it brings up this new window. And the first step is a text message, whether it's automated through Twilio if you're using Twilio, or if it's a manual text. You will get an alert through to the system on the day that it is due. You'll get an alert that says, okay, send a text out to Paul. And it gives you the script right here that you can send out. And then there's a delay of 7 days, so nothing for 7 days. And then after that, there's a touch task or an interaction task. And it says, send a Let's Grab Coffee email to this contact as part of the Smart Plan. So you'll send out an email. You're going to customize it to that particular person that's on that Smart Plan because every client is different. And then there's a delay of 7 days, and then a phone call, another delay of 7 days, another text message with a script, another week delay, and then you're going to link them to the monthly neighborhood nurture. So they'll start getting neighborhood nurture emails from you based on the neighborhoods that they're looking in, or if they're a buyer, the neighborhoods that they want to move to.
Is that something you have to set it up right away for that, or it's automatic?
It's based on what their address is within the system and the neighborhoods that you add within their contact database. I'll show you where you can do that.
Basically where they're looking.
Where they're looking or where they're living if you want to try to get their listing. Show them what's going on in the neighborhood. So we'll get into contacts in a little bit and I'll show you where that's done. And then another week delay, another phone call, another delay, another text message, another delay, and then a final interaction task. All right?
A question about the phone call.
Sure.
So do you get a notification that to make a phone call?
Yes. Every task here, you'll get a notification on the day that it's due.
Can you remove the notification for the phone call? Because if you have like 500 contacts, it will be impossible to do the, or can you just select for
The
a
contact.
particular contact?
So it depends on how many people you put on that Smart Plan. You can stagger them in particular days. So you don't get 500 alerts on one day.
My question is, can you eliminate the phone call notification?
Sure. Yeah. You can customize any of these.
And how do you remove the contact or phone call out of this?
I'm going to get there.
Okay.
All right, so those are the amount of steps within that 8x8. So let's say I want to start my 8x8, okay? So I need to add this Smart Plan to my particular library. So I'm going to click on Add Smart Plan right here. And it says, as part of this Smart Plan, you have the 8x8, and it's bundled with the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. So it's going to ask you to download the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture as well. So we click on download for next to that. It says success. So we successfully downloaded that Smart Plan. And now we want to download the complete bundle of the 8x8 and the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. And at the top it says success. It's been downloaded. It is now in my Smart Plans. So I come back to my Smart Plans and you'll see, once it loads, now I have the 8x8 and the Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. Okay? Right now, there's no contacts on either of these. I haven't put any contacts on them yet. It tells me when I created them, so it brings up today's date. It shows me the duration of each of these. So the 8x8 goes 56 days. The Monthly Neighborhood Nurture is an email once a month. It shows the neighborhood information once a month. Total touches for the 8x8 is 8 touches. Monthly Neighborhood Nurture is just 1 touch, 1 email per month. If I follow them all the way over, each of these, all the way over, you'll see actions. And each of these Smart Plans has 3 different actions that you can choose. You can add contact. So this will bring me into my contacts, and I can start adding my contacts to each of these Smart Plans. I can edit them by clicking on the pencil here. Or if I click on the 3 dots, it gives me the option of copying it, publishing it to the library for other agents to see if I customize it and I really want other agents throughout the world to see my customized Smart Plan. I can publish it to the library, or I can delete it. So I want to start adding contacts to my 8x8. So I'm going to come over here to Add Contact. And it's going to bring up all of my contacts, all 404 contacts that I have in my database. From here, I can just start selecting them. So if I click on Adam, it populates him to the top. If I click on Albert, Alan Iverson, Allison Cawley, so it'll start populating them all up here. Okay? So when I get everybody that I want to put on this 8x8, remember an 8x8 is if you just met somebody, you want them to know that you're in real estate, and studies have shown that it takes 8 times for someone to see your name to associate with you with real estate. So that's why they call it an 8x8, 8 different touches. Okay? So I have these 4 on here. I can put as many people on this as I'd like. I'm going to click on Add to Smartplan, and it's going to bring up this window. It gives me 3 different options for adding these 4 people to this Smartplan. I can start them all now. So if I start them all now, you will get an alert that says send a text message to Adam and send it to Alan Iverson and Allison. So you'll get 4 different alerts. It says send a text message to these people because that's the first task that's in that smart plan. So I can start them all now if it's only 4 people. Not a big deal, only 4 different alerts. I can start them on a date of my choosing, so it doesn't have to be right away. I can choose the date when I want to start that smart plan to go out or to be active. Or I can stagger start them over the next couple days. So if I have 400 people on the same smart plan, I don't want to get 400 different alerts tomorrow morning saying, okay, send this text message to these 400 people. That's going to be a long day. So I want to stagger them within the next couple days. So I'm going to choose this one, the 3rd one, check that off, and then it's going to say how many contacts do you want to do per day. So I can choose, I can go all the way up to 400 if I'd like. For this one, I can only go up to 4 because I only added 4. But if I added 100 people to this smart plan, I can choose 20 per day, and it'll stagger them within the next 5 days. Does that make sense? So tomorrow I'll get 20 notifications that says, these people, you need to send this text message out to these people. Or if you're using the Twilio service, it's an automatic text message, it'll automatically send those 20 text messages out to those people on that day. So it's based on if you have Twilio active, or if you're a manual texter, you can just text message 20 people that morning. And then the next day, 20 more notifications for the next 20 clients for the next 5 days. So it depends on how busy you really want to make your lead generation for the next couple days, or you can just add all 100 for one day. So that's a lot of text messages that you'll do. Does that make sense?
I have a question about Twilio.
Sure.
So my understanding is that when you use the Twilio account, they send with the different phone numbers, right?
Correct.
Could you have your own phone number there?
Like your own personal phone number? No.
No.
The mobile carriers do not allow that. There's legal issues behind that. So you have to choose a different phone number for your Twilio number. So it's like a business number.
So when they respond, would I get it to?
It's connected to your phone,
To my phone.
so you'll get it right back to your phone, but it'll show up as from your business number.
I see.
But it'll come right back to your phone because it's connected. But there's legal issues with connecting Twilio to a mobile carrier, whether it's Verizon, Sprint, T-Mobile.
Okay.
So when I started using Twilio, when I got my new number, anybody that I had on Smart Plans at the time, I sent them a text message to begin saying, hey, this is Matt Carey at Keller Williams. This is my business phone number. You might be receiving text messages from this number. Just know that it's me. And then they would respond and say, okay.
On the text message, can you put on the actual text your name with your phone number, or like put the?
So are you saying like a signature?
Yeah.
You would have to do that within the Smart Plan. on the initial text that I sent out, it was just, hey, this is Matt Curry from Keller Williams. This is my business phone number, and you might be seeing text messages come from this number in the future. Then when I built my smart plan, if I wanted to put a signature on there, I could customize my signature in there. So every time it would say Matt Curry, Keller Williams, so they knew it was from me. But you would have to customize your smart plan to do that every time.
Okay, so customize the smart plan within the 12-year account.
Not within 12, just within smart plans. And I'll show you how to customize in a couple minutes. All right, so everybody understand this? Start now, start on the following date, or stagger?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I were to hit confirm, it would then start this smart plan and it would be active. I'm not going to do that right now, so I'm just going to hit cancel. All right, so let's say I wanted to customize this 8x8 and I wanted it to sound just like me, because there's a text message in here that says let's grab coffee, or there's an email template that says let's grab coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I would never say that to any of my clients. I would say let's go grab a drink, or let's go grab some food, something like that, because I don't drink coffee, so that would just sound weird coming from me. So I would customize that on my own. So I would follow the 8x8 all the way over to the pencil to where it says edit, and it's going to bring up all the different steps right here. So the first step is the text message that goes out right when you activate the smart plan. And it says, hey, and then these are function tasks right here, function placeholders. So this would say, hey, Paul Cologne, it's Matt Curry from Keller Williams. It inputs these automatically when it sees these function tasks. So you don't have to put anything in there. So the system does it for you. Would love to grab coffee sometime. Let me know what your schedule looks like in the next few days. So I can come in here and I can customize this and take out would love to grab coffee sometime to would love to grab a drink, or let's go to dinner and talk about real estate. So you can customize in here and change this. And when you save it, that's going to go out to the people that are on your smart plan. All right? So you can change any of these words if you'd like. You can set the delays, so you can customize the delays. If you don't want a 7-day delay between the first text message and the email that goes out for task number 3, you can increase it up to 30 days, or you can decrease it for less than 7 days. It's your smart plan, however you want to decide. If you don't want your 8x8 to be 56 days long, you can shorten the days that the delay is. So you can do a day or 2 days for a delay. It's your call. The third task in here is send a let's grab coffee email to this person as part of the 8x8. So you're going to get an alert or a notification that says, okay, Paul's ready for his let's grab coffee email, or let's grab a drink, or let's grab something to eat.
So can you change that let's grab lunch? And how do you do that?
So this is just going to be the notification that you get. So this isn't going to go out to him. So you can change that wording if you want.
It just right there, and then change it right there, and then, okay.
And then hit save in the top right, and it'll save everything that you changed.
I see. Okay.
There's another delay. Make a phone call. So it's just you're going to get a notification as part of task number 5. Here's make a phone call today. Follow up. Say, did you get my let's grab coffee email? Did you get my text message? Smart plans are all in the follow-up. If you don't follow up, you're trusting that people are opening your emails or actually checking your text messages. So if you're not calling and following up, you're putting the trust in your client or your lead that they're actually opening what you're sending out. And the open rate for emails these days is very, very low. So it's in the follow-up. Task number 7, just wanted to check in. How is your day going? Any real estate needs I can help with? Seems fine. Probably not something I would say, so I might want to come in here and customize this. Might lengthen it a little bit, ask some more questions, try to get a conversation going. more and more people are reacting to text messages these days and phone calls and emails. Especially with the younger generation.
Text.
Yeah.
So could you say, let's grab a coffee, call me at 610-348, or won't allow you to do that?
No, it'll allow you to do that, yeah, definitely, yeah. Another delay, and then the ninth task is add them to the smart plan, my monthly neighborhood nurture. So I'm gonna get into this in 1 minute, what that monthly neighborhood nurture looks like. And then another delay, make a phone call, another delay, another text message. What did you think of the neighborhood snapshot I sent you? Pretty cool, huh? Any questions about it? I would never say that in a text message, so I would come in and customize that. I would never say pretty cool, huh, in a text message. So I would go in and customize it.
I don't know, that kind of sounds like you, man.
Nah,
Pretty cool, huh?
I'd say something like that's really rad, isn't it?
I hear you less.
Depends who
Very
you're
much
talking to. Like if it's a
Depends
young
on your,
person,
yeah.
They go, I mean, the young people would be okay to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it really depends on who you're talking to. And if I've talked to most of these people in the past, they know how I talk and how I interact with them, so I would customize that so it's the way I would talk.
Quick question.
Sure.
The little eyelid under contacts, does that mean they saw it?
So that means you added,
Okay,
yeah. That means it's active.
okay.
So you should have a number next to it maybe?
Yeah, a
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. So that means you added the contact to it and it's
Okay.
active.
I added several contacts and it only says 1.
What is the actual,
It's the Thanksgiving one.
okay. Does everybody have an email in there that you added?
They should, but, yeah, that's a good question.
If they don't have an email in
They
your
should,
system, they're
because
not
I
gonna
at
get it.
least get the email.
Yeah.
So you can add all your contacts to the Thanksgiving one. I did one yesterday, right? So I just tried to customize it, it wouldn't save. I don't know what I did wrong, but anyway, so all my contacts gonna get that one particular one, just a one, right?
Yep.
So that was.
And I'm gonna show you how to make a custom one in a couple minutes. But let me get through this neighborhood nurture first, and then I'll get into custom smart plans. All right, so these are all the tasks. Like I said, you can customize all of these if you'd like. You can add new tasks if you want. If you want to make this 8x8, a 9x9, or a 10x10, or a 10 touch, you can add different tasks over here. So if I add it, it'll go to the bottom, all the way down here. And I can move these up and down. You can organize your tasks, whatever you'd like. Just make sure if you do any customization, you hit save in the top right-hand corner so it saves it. All right. The monthly neighborhood nurture. So where does that come from? How does it send it out? So right now I don't have anybody on it. To build a monthly neighborhood nurture for your clients, you need a mailing address. So I'm going to go into my contacts, which is the second icon down on the left. And I always use Allison because she's on the first page. And I scroll down. I have an address for Allison. Here's her primary mailing address that I entered into her contact record when I put her in the system. Based on that address, it sets her up on a primary neighborhood. So her primary neighborhood in the system is the Lanark neighborhood. I'm going to get rid of these just to show you what it would look like if I was just starting out. So she lives in Havertown. The system knows her to be in the Lanark neighborhood just based on her mailing address. And all of these neighborhoods are built from Nextdoor, which is a website that communities use to build their neighborhoods. So we pull them from Nextdoor. So if you put an address in there and you don't get a primary neighborhood, that means that that neighborhood was not built within Nextdoor. You'll see that a lot within Philadelphia because there's small little pockets in Philadelphia that people haven't built yet within that system. So if you don't see a primary neighborhood, you might want to get to your client or get on Nextdoor and you can build that neighborhood yourself. You just got to log in and set up an account and build the neighborhood. So if you really want to see that primary neighborhood and it's not there, you might want to get with your client and get it built. All right? So right now we have a primary neighborhood of Lanark and we see where Lanark is on this map. I want to add different neighborhoods to her map to show her what's going on within the surrounding neighborhoods and her neighborhood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Add Neighborhood. I'm then going to click on Find on Map, and it's going to bring up the map. And it's going to put a pin right where her address is, right in the center. I'm going to zoom in so I can start seeing neighborhood boundaries. So if I zoom in enough, you'll see these boundaries. Right now, Lanark is right in the center, so that's where her neighborhood is. These other boundaries are surrounding neighborhoods. So if I click on them, it'll check them off, and it'll add it to the bottom of the map. So I just checked off Linwood Park. Here's Westgate Hills, Merry Place, Richland Farms, Lanark Chatham, Woodmere Park, Oakmont, Paddock Farms. So I am now surrounding her neighborhood with the other neighborhoods that are in her area, just to show her what's going on in her own neighborhood and the surrounding neighborhoods. So I have, 8 different neighborhoods around her primary neighborhood that's already loaded in there. So I hit save, it'll populate them right above the map, and now I can preview what the email is going to look like to her every month that it goes out when I set her up on a monthly neighborhood nurture. So if I click preview, it's going to open up a new tab, and this is what gets emailed out to her on a monthly basis. It's going to look exactly like this. She has the option of clicking through the different neighborhoods to see what's on the market in those different neighborhoods. She also has the option of clicking on neighborhood stats in the top right to bring up stats for the different neighborhoods. If she clicks home, she can get right back to where she was. So it shows her the map, it shows her different properties that are for sale, and at the bottom, there's a lead form. So if she ever wants to try to get in touch with me and she doesn't want to give me a call or text me or email me, this will send an email right to me if she wants to get in touch with me. And it's all branded to me.
So I did that for my neighborhood, and the thing I got was pathetic. I mean, it didn't have all that. It was just like a one thing, and I did the whole Glenmales area, and then got, it was just like, I don't know what I did, but it was like, I just did it for my own home,
Okay.
just to say it. It wasn't
And that also depends on the amount of homes that are in the neighborhood that are on the market. So if there's only one home on the market in your neighborhood, you're only going to see one tile over here. Havertown is very populated and there's a lot going on in it. So she also has the option of adding different, I can add different neighborhoods here. Right now it's blacked out. But in the past you were able to do that.
So if the buyer, if you have a buyer, this is for seller, if
Correct.
you have a buyer and they want to be in Newtown Square and Springfield, then
Sure.
you can just add those.
So I would click on Find on Map, and let's say she wanted to go to like Springfield. So there's East Springfield Road. It's going to bring that up. Zoom in. There's my boundaries. So I can choose Colonial Park, choose Baltimore Pike.
Oh, I see, you can choose all those other areas in Springfield.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah, any areas where if she were a buyer and she was looking, you just want to search.
So you cannot do by school district, right? Or could you? No.
No, it's by neighborhoods. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So if I were to hit save, then it would save it to her neighborhoods, and then when she gets the email from me once a month, she would be able to see what's going on in her Havertown neighborhoods and what's going on in Springfield where she might be looking to move to. Buyers are a little bit more complex when it comes to neighborhood nurtures because you actually have to search apart from where they're living at that particular point if they're looking to move to a different neighborhood. So it takes a little bit of time to search for those neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier with listings.
So the one thing, because I use the neighborhood which is right next to mine, right? So you say you can create your own neighborhood and just log into
It's called Nextdoor.
next door.
Yep. You create an account and you can set up neighborhoods in there, or you might want to get with your clients that live in those neighborhoods and say, hey, this is a pretty good resource for your neighborhood to let you know what's going on. You might want to get on Nextdoor and just create some neighborhood information for yourself. And that way I can provide you with some real estate pieces of value for you every month.
Interesting, I didn't know you can set it up yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the monthly neighborhood nurture. So if I go back, now that I have Allison set up with different neighborhoods, if I go back to my Smart Plans, so I go back to Smart Plans, I already have the monthly neighborhood nurture Smart Plan downloaded. So I would want to go over to Add Contact, and it shows you how many neighborhoods each of your contacts has in there. So Allison Cawley right here, 9 neighborhoods. I want to put her on this Smart Plan. Populates her up here. I can add her to the Smart Plan. You cannot select anybody that does not have a mailing address. If they do not have a mailing address, they don't have a neighborhood. So that's why it's important that you get mailing addresses when you meet people. Or if you already have 200 different contacts in your database and only 10 of them have neighborhoods or mailing addresses, it gives you a reason to do some lead generation. Call them up and say, throughout the year, I'm going to be sending you stuff real estate-wise that shows you what's going on in your market. Can I get your mailing address? Most of the time they'll say, yeah, that's fine. If they say no, go into public records and search their name and you'll find their mailing address if they own that house. So you can do a little bit of real estate stalking if they don't give it to you over the phone. But most of the time, if you call your clients and you're doing consistent lead generation and you're talking to them all the time and you don't have their mailing address, and you say, hey, I want to send out holiday cards, I want to send out neighborhood information, I just need your mailing address. Most of the time, they're going to say yes and they'll give it to you. So that's why it's important. So whenever I meet with new agents and they want to learn about Command, I tell them when they add a contact, 4 main pieces of a contact in the system. Their name, their email address, their phone number, and their mailing address. If you have those 4 pieces of information, you will be able to use Command at a very, very high level. All right? The mailing address is the toughest piece of that, but there's ways to get it. All right, any questions on those 2 Smart Plans? I want to show you how to customize your own right now. All right, so let me show you how to customize your own and how to pull a custom one that another agent has made and upload it to the library. So we're talking about Happy Thanksgiving Smart Plan that just goes out to somebody. So if I go back into the library and I come down to top rated, here's a back to school, here's a Halloween one, here's a fall one, here's a Thanksgiving one, and it says Simple Thanksgiving Email Design for 2021. It was uploaded by Jordan Devlin. It's gotten 5 stars so far. Over 1,000 agents are using it right now. It's got 1 step, 1 day, 1 touch. So if I add this Smart Plan, it's going to say, okay, how do you want to name it? What do you want to name it? I'm just going to keep it just like that. I'm going to download it, and now it goes into my library. So it says successful with the download. I come back to my Smart Plans, and now it should be populated within my dashboard. There it is, My Thanksgiving 2021. Follow it all the way over, go to edit because I want to see what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Just a simple email that goes out to anybody that I add to this. All right? So if I want to preview this, I'm just going to click on this, 3 dots, preview design. This is what it's going to look like. Everything up here, it looks jumbled, but this all gets populated by the system. The system will populate your first name, your last name, your phone number. So your photo is going to go there, so everything's going to look fine. This is what they're going to see in their email. This is the design that Jordan Devlin made and put out to all the agents in Keller Williams. And then all the bottom information gets populated by the system as well. So if this looks good to you, you can download that Smart Plan and send it out to as many clients as you'd like today or tomorrow morning. So that's a quick, easy way of doing it. So what I would do, I'm gonna get out of preview mode, so right here, you don't have to put the subject in. It's already Happy Thanksgiving. It's gonna show that it's coming from Matt Carey at KW. There's the design. Nothing to really change here. I don't wanna customize this. It's already done for me.
But it talks about the buyer, so if you wanna customize it, which I did, it did not say mine. I don't know what I did. I changed the words. So how do we go about doing that?
Are you talking about changing the words in this?
Mm-hmm.
This is already customized. You cannot customize this one. This is a simple email design. This person made this design in Command, put it into an email campaign, and then shared it out to the rest of the clients.
So in other words, the words that are there are not able to be changed.
Not on this one,
Oh,
because she created the design.
I see. So, and like I said, for me, I didn't want to talk about the buyer, so.
If you
how
wanted
would
to
I-
create your own,
Uh-huh,
okay, let's do that.
for Thanksgiving.
So if I'm good with this, I'm gonna click save. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna add all my contacts that I wanna add to this by just going to actions, add contact, put them on there, send them all out at the same time. Because it's Thanksgiving Eve. It's time to send it out. But I wanna create my own with my own wording. So I'm gonna come up here to the top right-hand corner. I'm gonna go to create. I'm gonna name it. Let's call it just Thanksgiving. Then hit apply. Now I have a blank screen. I don't have any actions here. I just want to add an action or add a task. It's going to be an email. So I click on this plus symbol next to send email. It shows the reply to email is my email right here. I need to put a subject in there, so my subject would most likely be Happy Thanksgiving. It's saying, what type of email do you want? A simple one or one with a design? So if it's just a simple one, I could just put words in here. I could say, Happy Thanksgiving from Matt Carey here at Keller Williams. That's a simple email, just words. But if I want to create a design with what we just saw in that customized one, I'm going to come here to designs. I'm going to click on designs. It's going to say select design. And it's going to bring me into the KWRI templates. And then, so there's 72 templates here, so I need to go find the one that I need. Here's a classic Happy Thanksgiving. So if I choose this one, here's where I can select and make changes
That's for the words,
for the words.
but the design, the pie or whatever, that cannot be changed or good.
This image, you can click on this, and I can edit this image. I selected it, it highlighted it. There it is right there.
Okay,
If I
so.
click on the pencil, now I have the edit image over here. I can replace it with another image that I bring into the system.
Can you replace it with something that is on Google Images?
Yes.
And you will go to save the image, or can you just copy and paste it?
I would save it to my computer, just so you have it.
As a PDF?
It'll save it as a JPEG, which is a picture file, or a PNG file. That's the same.
Plus it might make it blurry, you just copy and paste.
Yeah. I always save my images before I post them anywhere, just so I have them on my computer.
Okay.
So that's where you would replace images. You can then edit your wording if you'd like. Everything else gets populated by the system.
Okay.
Any other questions on that one? So that's how you can customize your own.
Actually,
Use somebody else's that you already know over 1,000 agents are using, but you can't really customize the words, so you want to make it sound like you.
Right,
Or you come in here and you customize your own.
right. The only thing, I sent one for Thanksgiving to myself. It came out really nice.
Good.
So I did that, except like I said, I don't want to talk about the buyers. So,
So yeah, you would come in here and customize it to make it sound like you.
interesting, thank you.
Changes. All right, so let's talk about customization with embedding videos into your smart plans. So let me get rid of this one. Let's pretend we're starting from scratch. And we created our own. So we get to this page right here. So to get to this page again, if I come into Smart Plans, I want to come up to the top right hand corner and go to Create. I'm going to name it whatever I'd like. I'm going to name this one, it's just a test one. I'm going to hit Apply, and it's going to put it into my dashboard, and it brings me to this page. Let's say I just want to send out a simple email to all my clients that says, hey, look at this video based on anything in real estate, and you want to embed that video into the email so they can click on it and get to the video on their computer or their cell phone. So I'm going to click on Send Email to add the task. Puts it in just like this again. I want to add the subject, so real estate information. It's a simple email type, so it's just words. There's no designs here. And I want to say, take a look at this video and let me know what you think. So that way I'm asking them to watch the video and reply to it. If they don't reply, my follow-up over the next couple days after I know this goes out will say, if I give them a phone call, and I say, hey, did you see that email that I sent you with that video the other day? No, I didn't open it. Can you open it and take a look at it? It's a really cool video.
So it could be video about anything.
Yep,
You know?
yep.
It's,
As long as you have a URL from a website. So I'm going to show you how to embed that right now. So, take a look at this video and let me know what you think. Enter a couple times. I'm going to go to get the video. So let's pretend I want them to see my video on how DocuSign is used. Here's my video that I did a couple weeks ago. Come up here to the URL bar right here. I'm going to copy that URL. So I highlighted the whole URL. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to come back to my smart plan. See this little link right here? This is how you add a link to the email. So I'm going to click on this link icon, and it's going to say, okay, what do you want the link title to be? Real estate video, or whatever you want to name it. And then it says, what's the link target, or what's the actual link? So I'm going to paste what I copied right in there, and then I'm going to click on Add Link, and it puts it right underneath the words that I put in there. So real estate video is right there. All right?
So when you went to that video, on the YouTube, can't you go like here, it says share, isn't that easier right there?
Yeah, same thing. It'll just bring it up,
And just
and I can
copy
copy it.
that?
Yep. Either way.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, that's fine. I do that most of the time too.
So your videos are on YouTube?
Yes, this is our office page. All right, so I have that video embedded in here, ready to go. I have the email built. I want to hit save. It says all your changes have been saved. I'm going to come back to my dashboard. And here's my test one that I just built. I'm going to follow it all the way over. I'm going to click on Add Contact. And I want to send it to myself. Whenever I create any smart plans, I add myself to all my smart plans. I want to know what is going out to all of my clients and leads on the day that it goes out. Because if I get a phone call from one of my leads or one of my clients that says, hey, that was a really cool email that you sent me out, I'm thinking to myself, if I didn't know it got sent out, what email are you talking about? That way, when they're getting something, I'm getting something. Okay? So I'm going to go find myself. The search doesn't always work, so that's why I have to go find myself. I'll show you what that looks like. I tested this out last night, and the search didn't work. All right, so I'm in my database like 4 different times because I teach so much, and I add myself all the time. So I'm going to make sure I have all of mine checked off, just so I know that it's coming to one of my correct emails. But you would just select yourself once because hopefully you only have yourself in your database once. Most of you should. If you're not in your own database, put yourself in. All right, so I'm going to click on Add to Smart Plan. I'm going to start them all now, just so I can show you that I'm getting the email. And it says, okay, here's the Smart Plan that's getting sent out. Here's the people it's going to. And this is the type right here. And this is what it says. If you hover over it, it'll show you what the email actually says because you put that in there. I'm going to hit Confirm. And now, if I refresh my browser, I should have a number 4 next to my test smart plan eventually. It's going to show contacts as number 4. I'm going to go into my email because that should go out. Give it a couple minutes.
What email do you use, Gmail?
I use my KW email for everything, which is a Gmail account. Let's let that get out. Takes a couple minutes. All right. So while that's being done, any questions on any of that? Creating your own, using somebody else's, just using the Keller Williams ones, getting people on them, staggering them if you have 400 clients in your database.
So when you create your own email, right, and you wanted to add that email to the smart plan, so like 8x8, right, to somebody you just met, right? You can also insert that in the plan?
Sure.
Okay.
And that's just when you're actually, let's say, if I go to my 8x8 and edit it. I mean, you're going to insert it this way. If I click on Send Email as an action, it's going to add it, and it's going to add it all the way to the bottom. It just adds it as another task. So instead of 8 tasks, there's now 9 in this one.
So it's not like you can put like the next one, it's going to be the one that we just created.
So for this one, if you're adding one that you created to something that's already created and you want to put it in there, you would have to start from scratch and just do it like that.
But if you don't have the 8x8 set up yet, and you're doing it, so you could do the second or third email.
Sure.
You decide.
Yeah. Let's see if I got my email yet. Nope, taking a little bit for these to come through today. Let's see if I sent myself a couple yesterday. All right, so let's move on and do landing pages for about 10 minutes. So if you're sitting open houses and you don't want people to sign in with pen and paper, you can create a landing page in the system to where they sign in right on your computer or your tablet. So to do that, right now in Google Chrome, we are getting an error with our landing pages. So if you're sitting in an open house and you want to create a landing page and have it present on a table at one of your open houses, use Safari or Microsoft, anything other than Google Chrome. There's a little glitch in there right now. So I'm going to pull up Safari and show you what it looks like. So here's Safari. So I switched browsers to Safari. I'm going to come into the bottom icon, which is Consumer. And I'm going to come over here to create a new page. And it's going to ask me, do I want to create a new page on my agent site or just as a landing page? I'm going to select as a landing page because I want it to be standalone. And I'm going to click on Create Page. I get a blank page, so this is my template right here. Over here on the right-hand side are widgets. So these are widgets that you can add that will bring information into your landing page. So I want agent branding. I want this landing page to be branded to me. I want people to see my information. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag it from over here onto the page. Wherever you see the green line is where it's going to put it. So if I click, hold, and drag and let go, there's my agent branding. Now I want a branded header. So I come over to my widgets, I click, hold, and drag, green line right above my agent branding, because the header goes at the top of the page. There's my header. Lead form. I want a lead form. The lead form is how you capture leads. So if I go to lead form, click, hold, and drag, I want that in between my header and my branding. There's my lead form. If I'm sitting in open house, I would like some information about the house on my landing page. So I'm going to come over here to listing, and I'm going to put that maybe right here, right below my header and right above my lead form. Right now it just shows 300 Hilltop View in Austin because that's just the default. So now I have my header, I have listing information, I have my lead form, and I have my agent branding. Now I want to configure these to make sure everything goes where it needs to go and looks like it's supposed to look for this open house that I'm sitting. So if I come down here to configure widgets, very bottom right of the screen, configure widgets, it says my branded header is already done, but if you want to double check it and make sure everything's good, if I click on that, now I can enter header text. So I can say, welcome to 123 Main Street. My headshot's already there, I'm good with that. My name's right, my phone number's right, my email address is correct. If I have a team logo, it should already be in there. If you're on a team, I'm not on a team, so there's nothing there. If I hit save and apply, good to go. And now the header text is there. Click the back button. Now I can go to the listing. See, the listing isn't checked off in green, so it means I still need to do something with that. So click on listing. It's going to bring up KWLS. It says browse listings. Now I go find the property address. So let's go to 3429 Clark Street, Clarksville, PA. Search. There it is right there. Select it. Now it brings up everything from the MLS. It brings up all the photos. So I'm going to select this one. That's my main photo. And I'm going to hit save and apply. Now it's going to update the photo and all of the information. So there it is. Brings up all the information from the MLS with the description, all the different photos, details and features, the map. So if I was sitting in open house at Clark Street, there's information for people to see as they're signing in. I hit the back button, my lead form, if I click on that, that's what my lead form looks like. Mine says interested, let's talk. You might want to change that to please sign in. Here. Save and apply. So when they get to the lead form, there it is right there.
Now, do you use this for like an open house to you put your laptop out or to sign in?
Yeah. And I'll tell you why in a second.
Okay.
Agent branding, everything's there, everything's good. It's coming right from our marketing profile. So everything's good. I hit done.
So when they sign in, like I don't see the third box. So they put the information.
They're going to put their first name, last name, email address, and phone number. The only thing here that isn't there is a mailing address. So if you want to explain to people where it says leave a note, can you put your mailing address in there? They can, or if you follow up with them the next day or the next couple of days, you can say, hey, I didn't get your mailing address, can I get that? So that's the only negative to this, is it doesn't have mailing address on it. But if you even have the pen and paper out on a table, most of the time people don't put their mailing address in there anyway, so it's more in the follow-up there. All right, so at the top here, top left, you can rename this landing page. So, why isn't it letting me? There we go. So I might call this Open House Clark Street. All right, so now I want to publish the page. So if I go to Publish Page, it says, are you sure? Yes. And then I get back to my dashboard. I come up here to landing pages because I know I just made a landing page. And there it is right there, Open House Clark Street. So I'm getting ready for my open house. I click on this. There it is right there. People walk in, they see the information. They come in, I say, okay, please sign in here. Why do I want them to sign in? Once they sign in and hit, I think it says send. I'll show you. So let's pretend Kate is coming to my open house. She puts her first name, last name. Kate, what's your email address?
KateBenhoff@cablev.com.
Phone number?
618-670-5432.
5432. That's pretty cool. And then she might leave a note.
Hello.
Interested in this house. She's going to click on I'm not a robot. And she's going to hit send. Thank you, your information has been submitted. I get a notification on my phone from Kelly, because I have the Kelly app downloaded. It says new lead form in command. So now I know that Kate is now in my database as a lead. I also come up to, when I log back into command, I should get a notification bell right here. There it is, new lead info captured. And then when I go into my contacts, if I filter my contacts, if I click on filters, and I go to leads only, and I hit apply, and then I come over here to updated, click on updated, there's Kate right there. So she is now in my database as a lead with her information.
I have a question. When you publish the landing page, where is that going?
Just into my system.
To your system,
Yep.
so it's not,
Nobody else sees it. Unless I publish it on, I put it on Facebook if I want, but I'm just doing it for my open house. So nobody else is gonna see it unless I pull it up.
right, but could you publish to, like if you create a landing page, it's not open house, but just a landing page, can you publish to the website?
Yes. Okay. So that's, if you wanted to do that, you're going to go to consumer, you're going to create a new page, but on my agent site, instead of as a landing page.
I see.
And then you would do the same thing, and it would bring it into your website.
Is there a way to get rid of some of the stuff that auto-populates with the landing, or with the listing page? Like, I picked a property and some of it's got a lot of stuff, and I just want to condense it.
It comes right from the MLS.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's see if I got that email. There it is. Okay, real estate information. So the email that I sent with the embedded video just came through. Take a look at this video and let me know what you think. And then if I click on it, it should bring up YouTube. Let me get out of that. And there it is. So they can go right to the video by clicking on the link right inside the email. They can also unsubscribe. Anything you send via Smartplans, they can unsubscribe. It's always an option. Questions on anything? Smartplans. We started basic, we got in-depth a little bit. Landing pages with open houses. There's a lot that you can do with it. So Smartplans is very in-depth. So I try to start basic and then get a little bit more advanced, and we'll keep going and getting more advanced with more classes. There's plenty of videos out there on YouTube. If you search Nick Baldwin or Marty Miller or even Jay Cermak are three of the top trainers within Keller Williams, they have plenty of videos out there with Smartplans and anything inside Command. So that's Marty Miller, Nick Baldwin, Jay Cermak, C-E-R-M-A-K, Jay Cermak.
How about Scott?
Scott Leroy has great videos as well.
I watched this video.
Yeah. A lot of great trainers out there.
I'm actually determined to use this smartphone.
Good.
I just decided I think it will be good. It's so much potential, you know.
Keep in contact with everyone you're working with, or everyone you hope to work with. Questions on anything else?
That's really great. Thank you.